Good morning, everyone. It's Allison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Allison. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia in Canada, so just a suburb of Vancouver. And I want to welcome you to my Sunday sketch series where I take an exclusive Border Buddy sketch and create a card using a sketch and show you how you can use a sketch to easily make a card. I find it really beneficial to me, especially if I've lost my mojo, like my Stampin' Mojo, and I don't know where to start. Always start with a sketch, and it really helps me. So thanks for joining me today. Just going to make sure that I am live, and I will just see here if I'm live. Somebody's here. Good morning. Who's ever joining me on Border Buddies? Good morning. I'm just going to go over and make sure that I am live and that you can hear me. I am. Excellent. Hi, Ellie. Great. Okay. I am just going to using a new little system here, and I want to make sure that I can see all your comments. And so here they're going to be over here. Hi, Ellie. There you go. I can see everybody now. Yay. Okay, good morning. We'll get started on our card in a few minutes. I'm going to be using a stamp set. Oh, here we go. I'm going to use a new, a product suite, sorry, from the annual catalog called Bloom Where You're Planted, because it is the suite that my order buddy Patsy Wagner and I have used to create a free PDF for anyone who makes an order from us this month. So I'm just going to give it a minute or so, and then we're going to get started. In fact, I think we're going to get started now. So let's go over to my creative place. Here we go. Here's our sketch for today. So it's a pretty simple sketch. It's a regular card base here, 5.5 by 8.5. So let me just show you what I've got on my bits here. This is Smoky Slate. I'll start with that. So that's my card base. So 8.5 by 5.5 folded at 4 1/4. And then I've got I'm using a couple of the DSP pieces from the Bloom Where You're Planted. So here we go. I've got a piece that's cut to 2 by 4, and that's going to go here. And then I've got a piece that's cut 3 by 4 1/4, and that's going to go there. And then this piece here is 1/2 by 3.5. And then I've got some other bits and bobs that we're going to use. So let me tell you a little bit about the products. We've got, hi Ruby, hi Mo. We've got the Plentiful Plants stamp set, and we've got the dies. And my dies are kind of all over my little place here, but I'm going to grab a few of them that I'm going to need. Make sure I get the ones I need here. I love how they cut out both the images, and I'm going to show you today how they also cut out the DSP. And the dies are called, should have the proper name here, Perfect Plants dies. And you can get these in a bundle and save 10% if you get them both together. And I just love these. Okay. And then let me show you the designer series paper that goes with that. What I love about it is that you can use the pieces as they are, or you can actually cut out many of these elements, as I was saying earlier, with the die. So I'll just show you here. So we've got a die that would cut out that pot, for instance. And then let's see what else have we got on this sheet. We've got all these pots. So we've got the traditional kind of clay pot here. We've got this little pot here. Where is it? It's not this one. It's on another page. That's okay. So we've got the pots that can be cut out. And let's keep going here. Love this. I used to have lots of plants like this. I used to know all their names too. I can't remember all their names now. When we had house plants, I don't really have house plants anymore. Here's a page with some of the leaves. And as you can see, the dies also cut out some of these fantastic leaves. So we've got, here's one. Go. Love that. Makes it so much easier than fussy cutting. Although we are going to fussy cut a bit today. Some more leaves. This is a pretty page because if you cut it in half this way, you've got almost a whole focal point for a card. All you need is a sentiment and some ribbon perhaps. So that's one side. Hopefully you can see all that. And then on the other side, we have bricks and neutrals and wood paneling. And this almost looks like stucco. So really great for backgrounds on your cards. Really love this. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. Okay, so we've gone over the DSP and the stamp sets. And what I was saying earlier was you can stamp these. And just like they cut out the paper, look, they also cut out the stamped images. So you can cut out the stamped images or the ones right from the paper. So look at this. Love it, right? Okay, now I was talking to you guys about my free PDF, and I just want to take a minute to tell you what that means. If you live in Canada or the United States and you make a order online through myself or my border buddy Patsy Wagner, we actually send you a free tutorial. That's what it looks like, with instructions, measurements, supplies to make 6 cards using our featured product. Okay, so this month, as I said, it's the Bloom Where You Plant It. So you get that by email. We also offer a class, and our class this month is also Bloom Where You Plant It. And you can purchase the class, which includes 4 cards for the ones that are in here. So you get all the pre-cut materials, and if we have to emboss anything, we'll do that for you. We'll supply the ribbon and the embellishments, and you'll put it together. You will need the stamps and some ink, obviously, to complete your cards if you want to make them exactly like we've presented in the class. And so the class is $22 Canadian. If you'd rather just purchase the PDF, we also offer it for, I offer it for $13 Canadian. So that brings you up to date. So where can you find these fabulous projects? Well, you can find them in the Bloom Where You're Planted suite on page 80 and 81 of the annual catalog. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get stamping. Okay, hi Connie. Good morning, Marilyn. Good morning, Keisha. Thank you so much for that gorgeous Christmas card you sent me. Keisha sent me the most adorable Christmas card. In fact, I think I might case it, Keisha, for my daughter because she has a cat. Good morning, Leona. Oh, I'm just taking a sip of my tea. Okay, you guys, it's early. Let's bring in all our bits and pieces here. So I was telling you guys about how you can fussy cut these, or you can use the dies. So we're going to use the dies, and we're going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. Okay, let's get started by gluing some pieces down here. Good morning, Valerie. Okay, I know it came really super fast. Your card, Keisha. Keisha and I are having a private conversation now. Oh my gosh, I might actually have to get a new bottle of glue. You know how much I love my glue, you guys. That one is done. Oh, grab another one. I might have to go grab a third one. Oh well, these things happen. There we go. I've got a little bit left for today. Just eke out one more card. Whoop. So love this designer series paper. So we're just going to put that on the bottom, just like the sketch. And then I'm going to use the opposite side. This is actually the same paper, but I'm going to use the bricks. Okay, so a lot of apartments and places that had these kinds of plants with macrame hangers had walls that were kind of featured. They really weren't brick, if you recall, you guys. They were kind of fake paneling, I think. So it's perfect for this. I think this is almost like a retro card in a way, right? Okay. And then I'm also going to grab one more die that I forgot about. I want to use this one here. It's this guy here. Okay. And I need a piece of black paper that I also forgot. I was busy yesterday making calendars. And I got into a rhythm of making them, thank goodness, because I had to make about 30 of them for my customers. And so I put this together late last night. And so that's why I'm forgetting a few little things. All right, let's start by getting these things cut. So let's bring in. No, it's not too late, Nancy, to sign up. The registration is open until the 15th of December. Boy, December is going fast. Do you guys find that December is going fast? I do. Like, I'm going to cut out. I'm going to just trim this a bit. I want to cut out. I don't even know if this is a pot, this black thing, if it's a pot, but I'm going to make it into a stand today. I'm going to make it into a plant stand. Actually, I'm going to run that through because I want to do the other ones by themselves. Good morning, Carly. What's the weather like where you guys are? I know what it's like for Keisha and I, and Nancy, but what's it like for the rest of you? Some places had a bit of snow in Vancouver yesterday. Well, not in Vancouver, but kind of in our area. Okay, let me move this so I can show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the dies to cut this out. Now, this would be a really easy one to fussy cut, wouldn't it? But why fussy cut when we have a die? Right? I'm going to just place that on. And you know, my little thing, I do use my repositionable tape just so that my die doesn't move around. And I've got this. Now, what's this called? It used to be it used to be called mother-in-law tongue. That was the. I would not like to use that word. I have a wonderful mother-in-law. But what was the other name for it? Is it dragon tongue? I can't remember. Somebody would know the name of this plant. The slang was mother-in-law tongue. And I used to have all these plants. Did you guys? And I used to macrame the hangers. I had tons of them. And we thought they were so great. Oh, no. Maybe now I would, nostalgic-wise, I would think it would be great to have my macrame back. Then I could teach my daughter. She wants to learn how to macrame. I'm not sure if Auntie Mo macrameed, Carly, but if she did, she can show you. She definitely was the queen of crochet. Okay, so you can see it. I'm putting all these little pots down. Isn't it great? You don't have to cut all these out. Yay. Love. Okay. I think that's about all I'm going to do at one time. In fact, I think I'm going to save one because I'm going to use it. Sorry, I lied. That's all I'm cutting out. There we go. So I'm just going to make sure I've got them all kind of, you know, in the cutting area there. Snake plant. Could be, Nancy. That sounds familiar. It's nice in Powell River. Oh, it's so beautiful up in Powell River. My son's friends moved up there with their 2 kids, and they're just loving it. They moved from Squamish, and they are loving Powell River. And Mo does not know how to macrame, Carly, so. But Mo, you're very good at stuff like that about, you know, you used to do beautiful needlepoint and stuff. You could probably read the directions and figure it out. You're kind of like that. My sister was very crafty with that kind of stuff. All right. So now we can just pop all these pots out. All right. I love how this just, these are so, look at this. This is so easy. And you could just do a whole bunch. You could take a sheet and just cut them all out. Sit and watch TV and roll them through your big shot. All right. And there we go. Those are all our pots. Okay, now, and I've got that and that. Make sure I've got all the bits that I need. That and that. Okay, and that's my stand. And then what I'm going to do is there is no die for this, so I am going to have to fussy cut, but it's not hard. Good morning, Teresa. So this is not a hard one. So remember the trick my friend Leanne taught me a long time ago, and that is to move the paper, not the scissors. Okay, so I'm going to probably have to bring this a little bit closer to me, which might make it out of camera range. It's hard to talk and cut at the same time, so I'm going to have you talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it around. So I'm just turning my paper. Sometimes I forget. It's easy to forget, isn't it? Oh, Valerie lives half a block from the ocean. No wonder. Oh, what a beautiful, idyllic idea. Actually, one of my team members, one of my demonstrator team, her daughter and her partner moved up there. He's a pharmacist and he got a job in Powell River, and they've extended their contract because they're loving it. So I guess people, look out, people are coming up to Powell River. They're leaving the hustle and bustle of the crazy lower mainland and heading up to paradise. Okay. So you can see, this is not a hard design to cut out, right, you guys? So even though I'm taking my time, now I've got to make sure I don't cut that handle, which I think I almost did there. Okay. And I'm going to cut this, but oh boy, the gray is light. Whew, it's a light gray. Kind of hard to see. All right, hopefully that's all I need to do. Okay. Do you want to just reach through the screen and cut it for me? And that leaf covers it anyway, so it really wouldn't have mattered. All right, I'm going to put all of this out of the way. So just as a reminder, here is our card. Okay. Oh yeah, I did hear that your mill closed. I'm so sorry, Valerie. I did see that on the news. All right, here's our little pot. And then we've got our, I think this one will just slide in here. So there's a little opening here. I don't know if you can see it, but you can slide a pot in there just ever so gently, just like that. So it looks like it's sitting in the area there, which is cool. And then I guess I better start by gluing all of this to the back, right? So I'm going to use glue dots because that way I don't have to wait for my favorite glue to dry. I can just, and it's a little bit easier to position where I want it. So there's my pot. So let's get this guy stuck down. And I'm just going to start my glue a little bit. So on this one, I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I don't want to use a lot, you guys, because as you know, even though it dries clear, it can kind of squirt out. And I think I'm going to just lay it on top. You can fuss with it so that it goes in there, but I think I'm going to glue this down. So I am going to add some dimension with some of the other pots, so we can just, there we go. Okay. I'll have this on my blog later today. My blog is stampcrazywithallison.com, and you can find some other ideas over there. Yesterday I posted another card using the set here. I want to have this one a little bit there. There we go. And then my last pot, I'm going to use the snake plant. And I think you're right, Nancy. I think that is exactly what it's called. Snake tongue or something, right? Because it kind of looks like a little snake's sharp little tongue. Now this one I'm going to pop up. So let's grab some dimensionals. Good morning, Audrey. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Carol. Oop, flew over there. I think 2 dimensionals should be plenty. Okay, there we go. All right. Now I'm going to grab some linen thread and just tie a tiny bow. Not quite that tiny. That is a little bit too tiny. All righty. There we go. Okay. If you're ordering any products and you live in Alberta or British Columbia, not the Lower Mainland, but perhaps the interior or north, you might see some delays with your orders because of the flooding. Some of the highways are open, but I believe, I haven't checked this morning, but I believe it's still for essential travel only, which means commercial trucks and food and that kind of thing. So UPS would be considered allowed to use the roads, but things are taking longer because it's one lane, and so have patience. Just like, I guess that's just like the rest of the supply chain right now, really, isn't it? A lot of it isn't moving or coming. So it's going to be a different kind of holiday season, I think. I heard someone say there's going to be a lot of things under the tree with a picture when you open it. Yours is coming in 6 weeks. All right, let's stamp our little piece here for our saying. And I'm going to use, let's see here. What does it say? To a dear friend. I think everybody should get a card in the mail. I got a card in the mail the other day from somebody. I should have had it here to show you. Just a friend who lives in Edmonton. And she just sent me a card for no reason other than she was thinking of me. And I thought, that was so kind. I think we all have to do that more, right? Okay, so to a dear friend. I just stamped it in the Memento ink. Now I want to, if you can look at the sketch here, you do not have to make this the same, right? The sketch is just a starting point. I just happened to choose and make it almost exactly like this. Now you can see that these ends are banner cut, the tails here. Now you can do that by hand, or you can take the tailored punch and you can take your piece, turn your punch over. See the little point here? Take your piece and just clip it just like that, and you get that banner punch. But if you want to do it by hand, you can do it by hand. It's not crazy hard to do. Boy, my little punch is creaking. Creak. Oof. Sounds like my bones in the morning. I don't know about you guys. Okay, and then I want to put some dimensionals on that. Okay. So you can see that even if you bought the designer series paper, just the designer series paper, look how much you can do with just the paper. Nothing is stamped on this card except for the words. Just gonna put that there. Okay. So let's lay this down. I've got to move all of this stuff out of the way. All right. Okay, we've got that on the screen. I think so. So you can see we've got our base card. This is my 2x4 piece, the DSP. Then I've got a 3x4 1/4 DSP. And then I've just cut a bunch of images and stuck them on here. And then I've used that little tailored piece 1/2 by 3.5 clipped down for my sentiment. Oh, thanks, Nancy. You're always so sweet. I guess I could have used Wink Stella on some of these leaves, couldn't I? But I'll add it later. I'll add it next time. All right. So just a reminder, Nancy was asking, my class, my Plentiful Plants, Bloom Where You're Planted card class to go. Registrations are open until the 15th, and I'll post that link on here. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. It was fun to make. It was really fun to make. Okay, let me come back over here to join you guys. Here we are. Okay, how are we doing? Thanks, Valerie. It's a really easy card. So you can see, like I said, just that DSP. You've got pots and leaves and plants and all sorts of things. All righty, I'll post that link. Thanks for reminding me, Nancy. Okay, you guys, we were fast today. So see, you can make a really fast card. I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So as always, thank you so much for taking some time today to come along and see what I'm stamping and creating. And I hope that you find time today to carve out some creativity and time for yourselves. Okay. So thanks, Mo. See you later, you guys. And try the sketch. I'll post that. That'll be posted today on my blog. Okay. Have a great day, everyone.